As the investigation into the death of a 16-year-old girl in foster care continues, there are still several unanswered questions. Fox 45's Mackenzie Frost joins us live from the newsroom with the latest as she digs for information. Mackenzie.
Yeah, Kai, the state is keeping a pretty tight lid about where this investigation stands at the moment. I spoke with a foster care advocate who says the problems with the state's system so far has been evident for a while, and they say that it's up to Maryland leaders to make a change before another child could potentially end up dead on the state's watch. A 16-year-old's death in foster care raises questions about how something like this could happen. Kanaiyah Ward was living in this Baltimore hotel. Sources tell Fox 45 News Ward was supposed to have a one-to-one aide provided by a third-party vendor contracted by the Department of Human Services. When Fox 45 News first broke the story of Ward's death, DHS said it was investigating, and if we find that our standards for care were not met, we will hold our contractors accountable. Tuesday, we followed up with DHS again, asking when that probe would be complete.
The challenges there are that we know that sometimes the one-to-one aides themselves are not well trained.
That's Jennifer Stein, Executive Director for Court-Appointed Special Advocates, or CASA, of Baltimore County. Stein says hotel placements for foster care children are not meant to be permanent, but it can be challenging to provide quality services.
We have heard horror stories about aides engaging in inappropriate behavior with or near the youth, or simply just not providing great oversight to the youth. That's not to say that all aides are bad or that all contractors are bad. It's just that it is not a well established system or process. It's also not necessarily safe for the aides themselves.
DHS has yet to confirm the contractor involved in Ward's case, and we still don't know where the aide was at the time of her death. Sources tell Fox 45 News hotel employees were the ones who discovered Ward's body.
And my understanding is that sometimes those aides stay in the same room providing oversight, but also, there's some questions about that. And then sometimes they stay in an adjacent room, which also provides less oversight, but maybe is more appropriate. So it's just not a good setup.
Ward's death came just a week after the public learned about problems within the foster care system through a scathing state audit. It revealed the Social Services Administration housed nearly 300 foster care kids in hotels across Maryland during the time of the probe, under supervision of providers that were not licensed. It also uncovered the SSA did not have procedures in place to ensure criminal background checks were done for vendors providing the one-on-one services to foster care kids in those hotels.
Our legislators and the Department of Human Services really need to be looking at all of this as a bigger systemic issue that's putting a lot of kids at risk. I am devastated to hear about this youth. But I will also say that, the Coalition to Protect Maryland's Children and other people have been sounding the alarm on this for a long time. And I feel like this was preventable.
Tuesday, we also asked DHS what, if any, policies have changed in the last week to ensure additional safety measures are in place for foster care children in light of this tragic event. While not directly answering the question, a spokesperson for DHS tells Fox 45 News, "We stand committed to ending hotel stays in Maryland. We are willing to work with child welfare stakeholders and advocates to implement solutions to ensure no Maryland child experiences a hotel stay." We also reached out to Senate President Bill Ferguson and House Speaker Adrian Jones, the top legislative leaders in Maryland, asking a slew of questions, including, what does this death say about how the state handles children in foster care? Are you satisfied with how DHS has responded to the tragedy so far? Should the state review all third-party vendors providing this type of service for foster care children? Will this issue be a priority for you during the next legislative session? The legislative leaders did not respond.
I think, unfortunately, sometimes, not just in foster care, but in general, it does take a tragedy to create movement on things like this, things that are big systemic changes. And so while, again, no child death is acceptable, I'm hopeful that this will light some fires and create some urgency.
Without legislative action, it's not clear how much change will actually become reality. Now, if you're familiar with the foster care system or have any information about this specific incident, we want to hear from you. You can reach out to me directly. You can find my contact information in this story on our website. Just head to foxbaltimore.com. Live in the newsroom, Mackenzie Frost, Fox 45 News.
I'm Kai Jackson. Thank you for watching. Here's another video to watch. Also, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel.